There is something truly valuable about hearing from those who have walked the same paths you're about to walk into. Our alumni knows what it feels like to sit in these seats filled with questions, excitement, and possibilities. Today, they return, not just as graduates, but as individuals who have taken what they learned here into something meaningful in the real world. From academic choices to career shifts, friendships to life lessons, this is your chance to listen, ask, and connect. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to our alumni speaker, Mr. Sai Srinivas Vavilala. Mr. Sai Srinivas Vavilala is a mechanical engineering graduate from the GITAM 87 batch, began his career with ITW Synode before co-founding Vega Conveyors and Automation, which was later acquired by the global leader Daifuku Limited. He served as director and COO of Daifuku Intralogistics India. Currently, he is also a co-founder of PowerX Private Ltd, which has developed a fully indigenous 65-watt gallium nitride universal charger under the Make in India initiative. And now invite Deputy Director Naveen Sir of Alumni Relations at GITAM for this trailblazer lesson.
Good afternoon, everybody. Where are you guys from? Are you guys from Okati, Rendu, that one? How many are not from that place? Wow. Really? So where are you guys from? Where did you do your +1, +2? Fiji, and where else? What is that? Tirumala. Where is that? Vizag or somewhere else? Okay, cool. So is this your second day of induction program? Okay. Are you guys liking it? So for those who said no, do us a favor. Let us know how we can get better. We'll do that. It's a promise. If not for this year, next year. I mean, that's how we got better over the last 3 or 4 years. Anyways, so today's session could be a very transformational, session for you, for what you're going to go through, your next 3-4 years. So you're all bachelors of technology? Everyone? Okay, who's not from computer science? Okay. Is that like a 30%, 20%? Okay. So we strongly believe that this is going to be a transformational session for you because even though not everybody is from Okati, I mean, the way you consume learnings is going to be drastically different here, wherein you would be getting a lot of hands-on opportunities, leadership roles, and a lot more to explore in your next 4 years. And we'll be talking more about it now. My name is Naveen Pinapatrani and I head Alumni Relations at GITAM. And if you'd want to lead some of these initiatives of ours, wherein we are trying to connect alumni and the stakeholders of GITAM, you could be part of our team as a student leader, as a student coordinator. Drop us an email with your interest and resume. The email is alumnirelations@gitam.edu. So without any ado, let's get into the session. But before that, let me walk you through the format of the session. Now that the introduction and the casual talk is done, me and Mr. Sai Srinivas Vavilala is going to talk about his journey, his learnings, his experience, trying to share it with you. And for maybe for 40 minutes. And then after that, we'll have 10 to 15 minutes for a Q&A session where I would strongly encourage that you pay attention to what we're talking, absorb what you can, and if you have any questions, jot them down, and when it's the right time, raise your hand, we'll pass on the mic, and you can ask the question to him or me or any other leader that's present in this room. Works for you? Cool. Now I welcome Mr. Sai Srinivas Vavilala onto the dais.
Thank you. Thank you.
So firstly, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to young minds like this. It's not easy to, travel from Hyderabad to Vizag on such short notice, spending your valuable time with young minds wanting to give back. Firstly, thank you very much for doing that.
Thank you. Thank you for calling me. And I take this as an opportunity to
Awesome.
express myself.
So you understand the audience, right?
Yes, yes.
So very young guys, very inquisitive, I believe, very eager to explore what is being offered in this campus for the next 4 years. Am I right? Okay. Not as enthusiastic
Not
as
as
I
convinced.
thought yet,
As convinced,
but
yeah.
Let's see where it goes. So, a little introduction about Mr. Sai Srinivas Vavilala. He's the current CEO of an organization called PowerX, and they manufacture chargers. And I'm pretty sure everybody sitting in this auditorium is using a charger, right? No? How do you charge your devices? Don't tell me you don't use any devices. So, and he was a former director and COO of Vega Conveyors, a company that was acquired by the Japanese giant Daifuku. He's from the class of 1986. Don't calculate the age now, we'll reveal it. From the mechanical engineering department. So, and he's also joined by Mr. Jatin Mallipudi, who's a young, co-founder at PowerX. Maybe say hi to the audience, Jatin. Yeah. So let's start. What was GITAM like back in 1984, 85, 86? What was it like? And any memories that still stay with you?
Yeah, I'd like to share that this campus where you are sitting now, we were the first batch to have come here, because before that GITAM was being operated in the city, but we were the first batch we had come here and spent the full 4 years in this campus. And I should really share that ours is one of the most diverse batch, because I'm an entrepreneur here sitting, and I have few more of my classmates who had traveled similar like us. And there are professors, Delhi, Bombay, IITs, and one in Canada. Professors were there. A lot of employees heading different divisions at public sectors, ONGC, and other places. One became an MLA, went into the political thing. One chose to become one of the head priests in ISKCON temple in Bombay. So you can imagine the range from priest, teacher, entrepreneur, employee, heads, whatever it is. So ours is a very, very small batch. And all this variation is within 120 students. We were just 120 that time. So within 120, we had so many things, and we were very fortunate enough. GITAM organized the 25th year celebrations here. We came here for 30th year. We keep meeting. We still remember one thing: this batch, this period of your life, you will have your friends, or even I have most of my engineering classmates as friends now. Even now, of course, in this age of social media and WhatsApps and all that, we have groups. And you are going to maintain, and you are going to cherish this friendships. So look forward for it.
So that is great diversity. And I'm sure the young guys sitting in this auditorium are also going to become that diverse. I'm pretty sure there will be politicians, there will be entrepreneurs, there will be somebody working at something like an ISKCON, or all sorts of things. Even though you all are studying computer science and other core engineering subjects, I'm pretty sure all this is going to happen, just like how it happens with every batch. So how did your time at GITAM shape your thinking as an engineer as well as a leader?
Yeah, GITAM definitely had a very, very high this thing in my career, because see, when GITAM was started, it was a new college, and our principal was that time Mr. M.S. Raju, who came from Andhra University. Our civil engineering was headed by the Professor Srinivas, who came from REC, and our mechanical head was Ramaya from IIC Bangalore. We had a very distinguished people, and then obviously, of course, the attendance percentages don't ask me for such type of things, but still the way the senior staff members took care of us or coached us, we had a very good learnings here, and that helped us in our entrepreneurial journey in my future. There are a number of places where, because I used to be the problem solver for the industry, because we did a lot of mechanical engineering automation projects in India, mostly in the food, pharma, battery, and finally in the e-commerce section, where we got associated with a Japanese company and who took us over after some time. So there are a number of times who I was proud, I have to tell you. People ask me, are you from an IIT?
So I'm very sure that your current set of faculty is also as knowledgeable, as good as, you know, the faculty that we had back then. Maybe back then they didn't accomplish all those things that you just mentioned, just like our current faculty, but very soon, like, you know, they'll do that. And by the time you graduate out and, like, you know, achieve a lot of things in life, I mean, you'll also be very proud about the faculty that, taught you a lot of things at GITAM. So what was your first job like at ITW Signode, and what did you learn there that still stays with you?
See, ITW was an American multinational, and they had many divisions. So basically, they developed a principle of small business units. So we all were like working in small startups in India, because each division was growing up during that time. So I was lucky enough to be in the product development division of that company. So developed some skills in designing and developing automation for the industry. And the same thing that when we wanted to come out, I utilized in my role as a director in Vega Conveyors.
So I'm really curious about your hair. So what does it take to have such long hair at 60? Correct me if I'm wrong, are you 60 or?
Yeah, that's
Around
not it's immaterial. Okay. What my age is immaterial now.
So what does it take to have such healthy hair at, like, you know, at an age like yours?
See,
you have to very carefully listen to this. Trust me. At 30, at 40, you'll understand how important it is.
See, basically, as I told you, I was I was heading the design department, and then doing all the operations aspects and dealing with mostly multinational companies like HUL, Amazon, Flipkart, or any of those type of companies. So I was the tech guy in the mechanical field, so I had to be always well-dressed, well-shaven, well-kept up person. For 25 years, I did that. Then after my company was taken over by the Japanese, and then I was coming out, I thought I will come out of this shackle and again start my new life again, and then starting up an electronics company, and I'm also handling another food product company. So doing all this, I might have to propagate. Earlier, I was never, see, this is maybe one of the very few interaction I'm dealing with such people. Otherwise, I'm basically a boring guy, sitting in the office and then lecturing only the employees. I'm not the open marketing guy to be outside. So basically, I wanted to shed that image, so I make over and I came up like this now, and I'm interacting with you all.
I'm sure we'll all have great learnings, including me. So what led you to co-found Vega, and did you always wanted to be an entrepreneur?
Yes. Being an entrepreneur, I think it'll be a dream for most of the people here around. But one thing, yes, it's not an easy thing, but I would like to tell, when you want to be an entrepreneur, there are different ways at looking at it. One lighter way or a sincere way, I tell you, I equate business with marriage. It could be a love marriage and an arranged marriage. You have a 5-year business plan. You have your 2 generations, your girl side, father side looking. It's a arranged marriage business. You jump into the business without looking who the girl's father is or who your thing or what is your family background. That is love marriage, you call it. But business and marriage both require, people think freedom. Marriage doesn't give you freedom, it gives you more responsibility. That maybe married people will tell. Okay. And similarly, business doesn't give you freedom. Maybe 7 years, 8 years after my children grew up, they used to write it on my almirah, Sundays for family. That is a commitment you will be requiring if you want to be a businessman, especially in India. So marriage, business, both you have to look at what is the commitment levels you have to the cause that you are getting in. And similarly, like in marriage, you have to have your partner who actually exactly matches your value systems more than anything else. So keeping that in mind, I advise that people, when you're looking at as a sorry. I forgot to switch it off.
Such an interesting topic he was talking about, marriage. And then somebody wanted to interrupt.
Not my wife, okay. Okay, start switching off. Something up. Okay. So, whether it's marriage or business, what you have to look at is, a lot of times business also requires partnerships because you can't have all the skills that are required for an industry. And trust me, if you look at me and my partner, nobody will believe that we both are partners. They are two different opposite or differently skilled or whatever you call it. We are two different individuals. But one thing which is common between us is we had the similar value systems and similar understanding or commitment towards the business and understanding a trust on the common goals that we had. So these are the things that you should also be looking at, whether any business you want to get in, whether you have the commitment, the wherewithal to say that, okay, I am responsible for this and come what may, I am going to do this. If you have that commitment, if you have a partner whom you believe in that this is we share this common value, common goal, and we trust each other completely to go ahead with it, go ahead. Otherwise, think about it thoroughly and then take a call.
Awesome. We'll get more deeper into that marriage and everything a little after a couple of other questions. But let me go to the next question. 20 plus years leading Vega, what were the toughest calls you had to make as co-founder?
See, in India, basically industry have many challenges, especially the ecosystem. Things don't happen the way they're planned, and we, as you grow up, we had issues with the unions, workers, issues like that because you were shifting a factory from one place to other where the unions were not, the workmen were not interested in shifting, such type of things. Everywhere, the one reason why we felt we could cope up with that is that every issue we took it as a very professional issue and there is nothing personal when we are dealing with anybody, including the workers with whom we had issues with later on came and joined us as union, contractors or things like that. But everything happened. It was very difficult handling such things, but I feel that we could handle them because we took them extremely professional and nothing personal about it.
So how many of you in the auditorium want to become entrepreneurs? That's why you joined School of Technology, right? So
I just
before this discussion,
I just like to counter that. You don't have to be an engineer or anything else to be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship can come from anything. Okay, so basically, don't think that it's only engineers become entrepreneurs. And innovation can be in any field. The founder of the nation or the name of the person who is on whom is there No, who would have thought starving yourself to death can be a weapon for fighting? Understand? Gandhi said that Satyagraha is something which is a fighting, which is an innovative way of doing things. Nobody would have thought innovation in that field would be so great. So basically innovation and entrepreneurship doesn't require, what requires is not the degree, but a different skill.
So true, so true. So just before, we were heading to this auditorium, we were discussing about engineering, and we're talking about once you study engineering, you can do anything. We've talked about a few examples wherein engineers became entrepreneurs, engineers became lawyers, engineers became
priests,
politicians, priests, everything. I mean, so maybe you study engineering, I think you can become anything. And for the same session being telecasted in the other auditorium, I'm just saying hi to the School of Science, School of Pharmacy, School of Architecture, School of Management students that we have in a different auditorium, and this session is being live telecasted there. So if you want to say hi to them as well, yeah.
Hi everyone. Thank you for listening to me.
So how did the acquisition by Daifuku happen, and what did that phase teach you about scaling and letting go?
See, the time when we were actually doing reasonably well in the industry, where we had our own name in the field, it is a small automation field, material handling automation field. When most of the multinationals were looking at establishing their units in India, they found us, we were there, obviously the best choice, so they acquired us. The main reason why we felt that was that we were always the leaders but not the owners of the company. We ran the company in such a way that we were leading the company, but we told everybody that everyone here should be owning the company. So now presently Daifuku is being headed by different people who were under us at different stages, that most of them are now being able to lead those divisions. What they are leading is because they owned equally like what we owned the company, they also owned, and they could grow up in the companies like that. So basically, what I mean to say is, when you want to be an entrepreneur, also don't try to own the company, but lead the company, so that it is always easier to scale up when you lead the company, because you can delegate. If you make it a owner-managed, owner-driven companies, very, very few companies scale up to a bigger level when it is owner-managed, because it will be restricted to the capability of the owner. And when you want to make the company much bigger, you have to grow beyond the owner. Then you have to delegate this thing. Sometimes you have to delegate it to much highly qualified or much better qualified or much differently able people than what you can do actually. So we had people from IITs heading our design department, things like that, because we could always delegate it better to other people.
So when did you exit Vega?
Vega was acquired by Daifuku in 2019. 3 years I was there. We were actually, my mandate was to indigenize whatever they were producing. They are selling in India. They wanted us to make at least 80% of that made in India. So I was asked to transition that period. 3 years I could complete almost 50-60%. Then that was the minimum period I was supposed to be there. Within 3 years I could do about 50-60%, and my colleague stayed back, even is still now there. So now they have completed 80% of their product selling. What they are selling in India is being made in India.
A lot of people might be considering retirement as an option after having a successful exit. But what made you jump into startups again?
See, after running an industry, as I told you, when you get used to the way that thing, I don't think I can never retire in my life. I would rather love working or doing whatever possible thing. See, basically, the people say, come out of your comfort zone, and some people say, forget about your weaknesses, strength, concentrate on your strength. I chose the second one. I concentrate on my strength. My strength is that I am good at starting something, establishing. Actually, my colleague is the one who concentrates more on scaling. I concentrate on new ideas, new this thing. That's how we used to work out. So I am always good at that, and then that is the reason why I felt that there's no point in just retiring when I can do something new, something different. I always try to keep doing it, and I hope I keep doing that for at least next one more decade.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about PowerX, how it is different than the competitors in the market, and what makes it very unique for people to want to have it.
See, all my years I was in the company which actually developed automation solutions for the industry, but it is always a custom-built, custom-made industry. So it had its own challenges because the scaling is not very easy, because every time we are trying to find a solution to a particular problem, and that could be a new thing every time. So we had, and it's not easy making the right the first time, and you can sometimes make mistakes, and if it is not exactly suitable for the customer, you again work hard to make it at least as much reasonably suitable, things like that. So basically we had huge struggle. So that is the reason when I was coming out this time, I thought that the next time the scalability model should be in such a way that I make a product and then sell it. That is the way we should look at it. But of course, unfortunately, speaking again here, there are challenges. Of course, any business, until you get into it, you don't know the depth of it. Here there are other challenges. But that is the reason for us to get into PowerX, wherein this now is a product. Like we make this, and this is what we make, and then we try to sell it, saying that this offers this thing. The uniqueness of this is it has 2 ports. It can charge a laptop and a mobile at a time. So a lot of times carry a laptop in your bag, and then you carry a phone in your bag, and your laptop charger don't charge your phone charger don't charge your laptop, end up carrying all those things. We thought, okay, this is one product which we can be able to do. So this is totally different from the way I was handling a business earlier. So that's how PowerX has come in.
That's awesome. So right now, I'm actually reading some of these questions from my phone, as you see, and I have 6% of charge. So I badly need a charger. How long does it take for me to charge, let's say, bring this up to 80% if I'm using the charger?
Samsung phones or Apple, most of them we checked up, it takes about maximum 45 minutes to 1 hour to charge. I think MacBook, even MacBook takes an hour or so. Mostly Apple, Samsung, all these phones we charge through this charger. It takes about 45 minutes to 1 hour max to charge it.
So what is that one challenge that you're currently facing that you've never imagined you'd be facing before you started PowerX?
Yeah, earlier was a mechanical engineering company in automation, but mostly made in India, sourced in India, everything is Indian. Whereas when it comes to electronics, it's even though it's designed totally in Hyderabad, all the outers are made in Hyderabad, but still 80 to 90% of the components come from China and Taiwan and Philippines, US, different sources we have for depending upon the component. That is one surprising or a difficult challenge that I was not used to in my earlier industry. This industry is flooded by the Chinese stuff, where they have the economy of scale because they straight away look at the US market or things like that, and they produce. Our batch this time we produced about 10,000 of these. But remember, producing 10,000 to producing 1 million is totally different, because 1 million gives you the scale, the sourcing power, and the optimization thing, whereas 10,000 doesn't give that much. All these are the learnings that I'm having now, so which I need to sort it out in the next future builds. Now next build has to be much bigger, that design, the sourcing has to be much better, such type of things.
So how can anyone purchase a PowerX charger? Is it available on Amazon, Flipkart, and all?
It's available on Amazon, Flipkart, but it will be economical for us if you buy from powerx.in. Amazon charges a commission. PowerX is our own website. We ship it in 2 days' time from the day we receive the order, maximum 2 days' time. Okay, and of course, the stall has been erected just opposite the Coke stall for now. We are trying to tie up with the local partners for being it available at the regular stores also.
can our students purchase it and pick it up from the campus? Or?
Please, please, if you can support me by purchasing this, it's available at Powerics.in and at a store opposite. At the store opposite, we are giving a 100 rupee discount also.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for the discount. So you've now teamed up with a much younger co-founder, wherein at Vega you were actually working with your classmate for a long time. But now you're working with a much younger co-founder in Mr. Jatin. How was that dynamic working out for you?
Jatin, let me tell you, he is maybe a few years senior to you all. Okay, so basically when you are starting in industry, you need an experience, and more than experience, it is the energy. So I thought one has to be at least young to run this thing. I can share more of my experience into the thing. So Jatin is the one which I am partnering with to lead from the younger side.
Who is the younger out of you two? Is it you or is it Jatin? It looks like Jatin, but it feels like you. So Jatin, a quick one for you. How is it working with someone with decades of experience? And has he ever surprised you with something?
Hi everyone. I'm Jatin, one of the co-founders, and I just wanted to say, as you can see from this entire talk, Sai Garu is much more energetic than me, even though I'm half his age. And it's not just the experience he brings to this entire startup, but he's ready to solve 101 problems every day that comes with entrepreneurship. Every week you'll have 100 problems, whether it's a small startup or a big startup. And Sai is just as energetic as me to get that solved and promote Make in India products, get it designed, developed, sorted, and the product into the market as quick as possible.
Awesome, awesome. That's not a surprise. So over your last 30 years of experience, what would you say are your 3 biggest career lessons?
As I told you, see, basically career lessons, whatever you want to do, first, don't think that this is good, that is bad, or this job, that job. Because I keep telling even my employees or whoever works with me, it has to suit your aptitude. Basically, if somebody is into design, since I handled a manufacturing company, I used to tell them, the design person is to think, say that, Arey, what are these marketing guys, bring me some order with half the specification, don't know what the customer wants, and they expect me to design that, and the whole pressure on me, and within the timeline. And the production man will say, what are these design guys and marketing guys, they bring some order, these guys make some half the design and throw it onto me, and then I have to make it work, and if it doesn't work, I have to go to the customer and make it work there. And then the production man thinks. And then the final erection man thinks, what are all the guys in the office doing, throwing out some shit to me, and I am forced to erect it into this thing. This is how the whole operation on each person in the clog thinks about or used to come up with. So I always used to say that any person who is in design, can you really go on a call tomorrow morning, be in Delhi, I want something, you just come and sell me something, or I want this, you solve my problem. As a designer, are you ready to go like that? And most of the time, I'm telling you, most of the people who are in design would not like to move out of their office. In the evening, they would like to go home and relax. They are not the type who would generally venture around, because that is mostly the marketing man perspective. And the marketing men, I've seen most of the marketing men don't sit in the design room and sit in the office. Half an hour in the office, they will either really get a call or say that there is a customer call and just leave the office. That is the tendency of that. So it's basically when you are in a career, when you are looking at a career, don't think of this is a great job, that is a bad job, or this is a job that, look at it, what is your aptitude which fits in correctly to you. Any job, like a tea taster in Hindustan Lever became the CEO of that company at one stage. That because he saved crores of rupees in identifying the best tea possible. So it's not that the job that he is doing, The way he did his job, he could go to the leadership level. So any job is fine as long as it suits your aptitude. So look at that. Career, if you are looking at, look at what is your aptitude, what suits you well. It's design has got some requirements, marketing has got some, every category of job, purchase, sales, these are, they look like opposites, but a lot of times you require maybe similar type of aptitude. So basically, any of these jobs require different aptitudes. See whether it suits you. If you are looking for being an entrepreneur, look at the level of commitment that you have at any cost. I am with the day and night. There are days, 36 hours, 40 hours we work to sometimes solve a problem. You need that level of commitment, especially in India, if you want to be an entrepreneur. If you don't have that, there's nothing wrong in that. I am basically good at doing that a particular time. I have to have my balance of life. There's nothing wrong in that, but maybe entrepreneurship is not the way in India for such type of people. And then they have other choices. You can choose a career in different fields. All these are possible. Other than that, there are multiple other avenues. Everywhere these things count, I feel.
So what keeps you going beyond business and success? I mean, for entrepreneurs, there should be one thing that keeps them really, pushing boundaries. What is that thing for you?
See, basically, once you get into entrepreneurship, it's more than the money that you do earn, or the organization that you build gives you happiness. Because as I told you, there are a lot of people who worked under us, who are now heading divisions in the Japanese multinational. Daifku, they have been to Japan, stayed there for 6 months, got trained and doing it. It all gives us a tremendous amount of joy that people worked with us, under us, they are taking it forward. Even without us, the company is moving. And that it gives us the much more encouragement to start some more and take some more out of that. And then, as I told you, it's only leadership, it's not the ownership.
Awesome. So you've seen a traditional industry and tech evolution, right? So how should students today think about careers in a rapidly changing world now? A week back we see a different technology, and a week later we see a different technology. How do they adapt to this rapidly growing sector?
Agreed. See, basically the core remains the same. Like basically AI has come in, AI has helping people do their jobs better. But all these are only tools for betterment. You have to be aware of the tool, what that can do, but you have to have your core strengths intact. Be prepared to, of course, be prepared to be learning all the time, because learning never stops at just at your college. You have to update your knowledge regularly. Even in business, new things come in. As I told you, we are doing this charger now. This type of chargers get absolute in the next 3 to 4 years. We have to be ready with the next type of charger thing. That is there even in the business or even in careers. If you have the new technologies, new tools coming up, you have to learn those new tools. When I started my business, we were doing by hand. Our drawings were done on a drafting board. I don't know whether you have the T-square and all those things. A mini drafter we used to carry. Even our draftsmen used to do it with mini drafter. And then came the AutoCAD and now the 3D tools. So basically, even in our business, we have seen the transformation from different tools. But of course, it's much, much faster now. It used to take 10 years for each tool to come. Those days now, every year a new tool comes in. So, but still you have to be adaptable about that. But don't forget to have your basic strengths in some field or other. Because I was good at looking at mechanical, mechanical options where I can do automations by gripping or by whatever automation through mechanical design. So like that, you have to have your own strength to get into any field, business or career.
So alumni like you, who's seen a lot of success and all. So what is your idea on giving back to be it GITAM or society at large?
Vega constituted a gold medal in 2017 in Hyderabad for a mechanical engineering thing. Gold medal is given in the name of Vega, but of course now the name has been changed. I don't know whether it has been there or not. But those days, 3 lakhs was the contribution for a gold medal. Now gold prices have gone up so much. I don't think gold is possible now. Gold medals are possible at that thing. But we contributed that way to GITAM in 2017. Other than that, we keep mentoring this thing. My colleague is chairman for an ITI, government ITI in near Vikarabad. Similarly, we keep mentoring people. I am also advisory board for one of the startup in Hyderabad. Like that, we try to help because we love people with energy coming up with solutions and then wanting to become entrepreneurs and wanting to find solutions to different problems in the society. So we would love to continue doing that.
Would you be loving to recruit these students for internships and placements? If yes,
sure,
how do they approach it?
See, basically, I am presently handling 2 companies. PowerX is me, Jatin, and one more guy who is, we are very small organizations as of now, because we have not still scaled up to a level where we think. And IFCO, of course, is past history now. But now, if I have to talk about my new startups, they are very small. These people deserve much bigger companies, I think, and I hope I'll be in a stage to employ these people in the next few years.
Yeah,
but,
by the time they graduate, yes.
Yeah.
By the time they
graduate, yes, maybe if I am big enough, definitely I would love to. But the second startup that I am looking at is more on the food products company. It doesn't require much of a engineering talent that way. But PowerX, definitely hope that we'll come to a stage where we'll start recruiting higher number of talent. Presently, we are just a very small organization concentrating on, this is outsourced manufacturing. We get it manufactured in Hyderabad only. Okay, we have, because 10,000 gets produced in a month's time. Okay, that is the level of automation. There are companies, subcontracting companies, which can do that. So we do the design, procurement we do from different part of the world, and we get it assembled in Hyderabad. So our team is very small as of now.
Awesome. So that's pretty much it from my side. So now we'll be open for questions from the audience. So if you have a question, please raise your hand. One of our team members will bring the mic to you. Looks like there's somebody here. Yeah.
So hello, it's nice
Hi,
to
Amma.
meet you.
Thank
So
you.
when you first established PowerX, so probably the people around you, they gave a lot of suggestions, I think, like do this, do that, do this. Did you take those suggestions and maybe it made the product better, or you knew what you were going to do? Like you knew that you didn't need any suggestions and this is perfect, what you had in mind?
No, I agree that a lot of people come up with a lot of suggestions. But in business, what we have to do is, a lot of times it is not that we don't agree with all the sessions, but there's something called time to market. So there are some things where you'll have to say, okay, this we'll do it for the next batch or next version, but this version we have to go with this, because again, time, money, all these effects when I'm designing something. If I have come up with something, a prototype, and I come up with to the market or to the advisors, and they give to very different ideas. Some of them might block my launch a bit more. So what I do is, I'll take the suggestions, keep them, think what all I can incorporate in the next versions. But the present version, whatever immediately accessible suggestions which can immediately get into our. See, when we were doing this, our input protections were much lower than what India needs. But there are some people who came and told, Baba, don't trust on that. India can vary from 180 volts to even 250, 260. Then we added up that initial protection into that. But somebody said, why don't you put an LED here? Somebody said somebody else, something. As you said, when you bring a product out, there'll be 100 suggestions, some good, some okay, some desirable, some wanted, or something like that. Good to have or must have type of a thing. So we took whatever is required, and then some things where when we are in a hurry to release it, we kept those other ideas for the future versions.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, sir. This is Suresh. I'm currently pursuing mechanical engineering. So, during the service, you were talking about China's monopoly on, the raw equipments, and looking back at it, like China and we were the same country, almost looking at before independence. But right now, like they have a huge monopoly of all this, consumer electronics, raw materials, but we don't have that right now. Even though we produce the most number of engineers, like we do have a good per capita, like PPP, like to range that, we can produce the same materials, but at a very fraction of cost at what US can and what Taiwan or China can. But still, we are lagging by a lot by international standards. What do you like? I mean, is it like, are we going in the right direction, or is there anything we need to change?
See, India is definitely going in the right direction, but how China could hasten up these things are, see, countries sometimes sacrifice on some elements, go in some elements, whether they are the only way to go forward. We cannot say history only will tell us whether what China did is the only right way and what India did is the wrong way, or only what India did is the only right way and China did is the wrong way. Because China sacrificed on some things, on maybe human freedom, or maybe on some things like they had a very strict rules on a single child. Now maybe that is going to have a very bad effect on China, but that also had a very good effect on their controls on the population for a particular period, where their demographic advantage took them to a very great levels. See, they had a very beautiful demographic advantage for almost 30 years, wherein they grew at 10% per year. Imagine power of compounding 10% per year for 30 years. They are now 6 times our GDP. Sorry, per capita, I'm talking about. They are 6 times our per capita. They are something around $2,000 approximately. They are about 12,000.
$15,000.
They are about, we are 2,700, they are 15,000. So 6 times as they are there. So basically, these are the things which they prioritized, they got it. India prioritized on something else, and we also have it. So we can't say India is doing bad, but yes, always anything if you see, you can always do better. It's not that this is the best. We could do better. I'm hoping that the younger generation, because now, remember, last 6-7 years, India has achieved the same demographic advantage what China had those days. So we are in the stage now, demographic advantage, where younger people are more number than the older people. So hoping that India will also leapfrog to that stage in the next decade or two.
Thank you, sir.
Where do we have the next question?
So my question is, can India become 25% of the GDP of world?
It's not, these could be dreams, but it's not that easy. But definitely, yes, our GDP will grow further. And more than GDP, we have to look at what is our per capita. Our per capita is very low as compared to now with most of the developed countries. So I'm hoping that we will go, but being 25% of the world is too big a dream to have it. But definitely we are doing better than earlier.
Thank you.
So the next question, yeah. I think somebody had it here. Yeah.
There.
Good afternoon, sir. So I personally think that the brilliant minds who graduate from college either end up leaving the country or end up in top MNCs. But there are very few who stick to their passion and who pursue entrepreneurship. So they start very enthusiastically, but they quit early too. So what advice would you give to keep moving forward in the same direction?
See, as I told you, don't be critical on anything. People joining MLC might be joining for this thing. People going abroad might be doing for their reasons as such. And then everybody, as I told you, would like to try to do their best in their careers. If Satyanarayana or Sundar Pichai had gone and then gave the world the Microsofts or Google, we should be proud about it than being critical about them. And people who join the multinationals and bring them to a great level in India also are doing their job. Everybody has to find their, as you said, they have to find their passion. They have to perform well. Whatever they do, if they perform well, whether it is in US or in India, take it as that they're doing a good to the humankind. and they are achieving that level. Who knows, Satya Nadella would have headed as big a company in India if he had stayed back in India. Going to US, maybe he became a chief of Microsoft and then bringing that fame or this thing to India. And obviously being an Indian, he would have definitely done something to India, get something out of it also. So everybody, whether you feel that everybody should be in India and pursue entrepreneurship or do like that, but need not be. Everybody should look at what best they can do and go to that position. Whether being to US, being a multinational head, or doing a entrepreneurship here, or teaching in an university or a thing and shaping up future of the children.
Right, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, while there are so many other electronic gadgets, why did you choose to make a charger?
That's an interesting question.
See, basically, this is a new, GAN is a new technology. See, what I'm talking about is a 65 watts being packed in this. You take your regular laptop charger, which is 45 watts, will be double this size. So GAN is a new technology. Why GAN? GAN is the products that we have used in it are made out of gallium nitride, which actually has a much higher switching frequency. Because of that, it gives a better efficiency. On a charger, maybe efficiency you might not look at, because 65 watts might not look at, but the same technology, if it is applied to EVs, which do use 1.5 to 5 kilowatts, or even go to solar inverters, which go to 7 kilowatts to 10 kilowatts, the efficiency matters a lot, and GAN is going to be a new technology. So to start with this technology, this is the smallest device, but it's not that PowerX is going to end with charger, but it's a starting of the product.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So what are some of the products that you are looking for, in the near future?
See, basically, since we have chosen a field to do our research, we have taken power adapter as our thing. So this could be for the chargers. Next level is for the EVs, that is the scooters or three-wheelers or four-wheelers. Next level is for the solar inverters. See, the GAN can be used wherever you want conversion. From AC to DC, DC to AC, the switching frequencies are higher, so efficiency is higher, so it can be used. So now we started with this is the easiest, smallest. But the next will be EV, which will be about 1.5 to 5 kilowatts. Next will be solar inverters, which can be 10 kilowatts, like that.
So, sir, we have a question from Mother Teresa Auditorium. What was the inspiration to become an entrepreneur?
Yes, that's rightly said. Earning well is one of the initial goals. Now, if you ask me, it need not be the only goal, because everything, as Maslow's laws says, that everything has a one level. After that, it doesn't motivate you. Money might not motivate you, but the initial start would always be, for an entrepreneur, will be money. But later on, other things add up. That I have to achieve something, I have to do better, all such things.
Good evening, sir. I have a question about what are the advantages and disadvantages of making a startup in manufacturing industry instead of making a startup in software industry, sir?
See, software industry, you need more, see, it's more manpower intensive. If you take a software industry, you will be mostly handling people more than machinery. In a manufacturing industry, it is much lesser. So you both have their own advantages, disadvantages, but presently I feel India needs more manufacturing this thing, because it can employ more, people are required more in manufacturing, but not talent. In software, it is a talented manpower is more required, whereas in manufacturing, any manpower, to a large extent, even semi-skilled and skilled manpower also is a thing. Presently, I feel India needs more manufacturing this thing, because we have a large talent, population pool, which are not highly educated or talented.
And what are the changes you want to see in the manufacturing industry in India, specifically, as a lot of companies in India outsource their manufacturing to other countries like China and Taiwan. So what are the things you want to see changed in India, in the manufacturing industry specifically?
See, but basically, one thing which I feel in India lacks in the thing is we have a reverse pyramid of educational institutes. We have more engineering colleges than the diploma, more diplomas than the ITIs. But actually, for every 7 workers, you require 1 supervisor, and every 7 supervisors, you require a manager. So generally thinking that engineers would be manager, diploma holders will be supervisors, and ITIs will be workers. So you tell me how many engineering colleges are there and how many ITI institutions are there in India. So that is where I look at manufacturing has to develop, means we need to have many more workers being produced in India, for which there to be much more skill. Otherwise, if not ITI, you have to have more skill development, this thing which will make the people after maybe 8 or 10 years of basic education directly into job within 1 or 2 years of skill development.
I have a last question, sir. Is a person from a tier 3 college or a tier 2 college, is it harder for me to get funding for my startup than compared to a tier 1 college like an IIT or BITS Pilani? A person from BITS Pilani or IIT?
See, the funding is basically based on not where you come from. Basically, the problem that you are able to solve. Yes, they have more people to listen to because they can attract bigger people coming into their thing. But finally, who gets the funding is who solves the problem a better way. That you have a better idea or a better this thing, you can think that you can do it. Try to pitch it. There are different ways of doing that. But finally, your solution has to be really that unique or really problem solving.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time. I think, we'll have to wrap this up now because we have another session going on. I greatly want to, appreciate you for the time, for the, experience that you have shared with all of us today in this auditorium. Thank you very much for
Thank you
flying
very
all the
much.
way.
Thank you for all the patient hearing that you all had. Okay, I love to engage with people like you all, and wishing you all the best, and hope we'll catch up again.
Thank you very much. We'll be happy to host you again as well.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much to our alumni Srinivas sir for taking the time to share your journeys with such honesty and heart. As a token of our gratitude, we would now like to present a small memento to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Your experiences remind us that every path is different and that growth does not happen all at once. To all students here, let today's story be a reminder that it is okay to take your time, explore, and create your own version of success.
We'll take a quick picture. Do you mind standing up?
Jatin, come.
It's okay, sit down.
Otherwise, we'll stand something like this.
Yeah.
He'll know better. Both sides, can we stand like this? Thank you.
Have you guys started to explore the campus?
Thank you, Ma.
That's bad. Yeah. So, Sudha, when do they have the Know Your Campus session? The one where we have the treasure hunt? Friday, it seems. Okay. So, how many of you know where the Coke station is? Okay. So, PowerX had a stall set up there. If you're interested in checking out how the charger looks and how it feels, and if you want to purchase it, there's a stall there opposite the Coke station. Thank you. Thank you all. Have a great time in the induction program.